Okay, so I started talking about letting go in the previous video and I didn't finish that topic. So with respect to letting things go, with the cup and everything, you need space in order. There's only so many things you can focus on in a day, or in your life actually. And when you're young, you're taught, especially in the West, about a billion things. You're taught about all these different topics and all these different things. It can be extremely overwhelming. And it's much more complex than it used to be back in the day, like 50, 60, 70 years ago when things were more simple. So on one hand, the children today have more awareness of what's going on in the world. And on the other hand, they're more stressed because there's so much going on and it's very difficult for them to process it all. So anyway, there's only a few things you can actually focus on. The ego wants to hold things in place. It doesn't want anything to change because it's used to it. It's safe. It's comfortable. It feels like if things change, its world is going to fall apart. So it holds on to people in that same way too. And what I've learned, I've lived in several places at this point, and I've made friends in each of them, and a lot of those friends have just, through natural course, fallen away. I used to have a problem. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll be friends forever. And it hasn't quite turned out that way. We can still say hi every now and then, maybe on Facebook or something, but it's okay if people fall away. There's only so much space you have. And when you look at it as life doing it, consciousness, life, whatever, the force, which is controlling the whole thing, putting people in, taking them out, essentially you get what you need at whatever point along your destiny. And when you view it from that lens, that these people are not things that you need, but things that you had in your life that was nice at the time, they lose that sense of specialness with relation to you, with relation to your ego, your personality, and so forth. And then you can enjoy them while they were, as and when they are, and then let them go when they're not. Right? Life always gives you what you need, especially when you're honoring your impulses and doing the things that you need to be doing and turning into your deeper self. Needing and wanting people excessively is a manner of a regression. Regressing into who you were instead of embracing who you need to be now. It's a holding on to safety. It's a holding on to what's known instead of embracing the unknown. And life is the unknown. We know only so much. Each of us know only so much. And we can't truly predict the future. Not truly. Anything can happen. So it's on us to be aware of what's currently happening. And we can source the past for models that work. We can source who we were as children, before we were tainted by all the world and everything, as models for better parts of ourselves. We can source things from the past for sure, but they need to be relevant to the present, ultimately. They need to be, well, they don't need to be relevant to the present, but I'm saying the past has its benefits, it has its purposes, the education, the everything, the life experiences, but we need not be bounded and defined by them. So this is all really about using everything that's within us, thoughts about the past, thoughts about the future, perception of the present, in order to cultivate a better now. And it's done best when the now is focused on fully and totally and completely. That's when all the things that we've learned operate through an intelligence of their own. And through deeper intuition and instinct, you can act in ways that your ego-based mind, which is desperate, clinging, fearful, has no understanding of. And so long as you operate at that wavelength, that will be your reality. When you operate at a higher wavelength, well, that will be your reality. And so the beauty of all this is to simply sink into what we must do now, who we must be today. And the cultivation of a true self it's a gradual process, and it happens in a sense in an unplanned fashion. In sense, like, for example, I didn't expect to be making so many videos this morning, but I am, because I need to. I've set a certain amount I need to release this month, and I'm going on a road trip, so I need to do this now. But 2 days ago, I would have thought I would have taken today easy or whatever, but I'm doing it now, and I'm focused on it now. So this is turning into me. Now I'm the person who just filmed like 8 videos in one go. That wasn't me before, but it is now. See? It's an evolution. So we all gradually evolve into who we are. And it's best done when the focus is on the present. And in that sense as well, we don't need to be holding on to people. We don't need to be attached. All people come and go. All of them. And all people are manifestations of consciousness. So what really matters is consciousness. Nature has its own way of arranging things that we don't need to interfere with. And with that in mind, we can be free, finally. To be free of these psychological burdens, these wantings, these clingings, these cravings. And to allow the beauty of life to unfold within our very selves.